Google's going to do this. 430 times 430 times 30.4, 13,072. So Google is going to spend 13,072 in 16 days. So Google says, I am going to take whatever daily ad spend you give me, and if you don't change it, I have 30.4 days to spend that, regardless of what happens. So let's talk about daily budgets. The daily budget it works differently than what I think people expect or people believe or may know. The daily budget is reset on a 30.4 day time period after every change. What that means is that if you have a $300 per day budget, let's see if I can get this to pop up. I hope I can. If not, I'm going to try to grab a different account. Let me just see if I can get this account to do it. I want to give everyone an example of this, because I think this is also something that we've run into as sort of an issue when we're like adjusting budgets and things overspend and underspend, and we go, "Wow." Do this here. Cool. Here's a non-brand DSA campaign, and this non-brand DSA campaign is set at a budget of $1,200 per day. This budget of $1,200 per day is running on maximized conversions, so I expect to spend most of it, if not all. What you'll see here is in October, you won't be charged more than $36,480 for this campaign. Does anybody know what this is actually saying? I'd love to hear, and I'd like to keep this interactive. Let's keep it kind of fresh. Does anybody know what, and take a guess, does anybody know what this is actually saying?
That's how much you'll probably be billed for during that period, regardless of how much you spend.
Bingo. So this is, if this campaign can spend $75 million, I'll still only be billed for $36,480. It will not bill you a penny more. One way to take a look at this, so when we're talking about like, uh-oh, campaigns overspending, uh-oh, campaigns underspending, here's a good area to look into. Go into go into reports, predefined reports, all the way down to other, and then go into build cost. What this will show you is what the campaign spent and what you were charged. Now, not always is an overspend not going to charge you, and I'll tell you why. But it says, hey, on Google, we served $3,700 worth of ads. So 3,760.41 cents. We only billed you 3,760 and 33 cents. Why is this 8 cents cheaper? Well, we actually found 3 clicks that were 3 cents that were fraudulent, so we refunded you instantaneously. So that's the difference between these two. When you have a crazy overspend, sometimes you'll see this be like 5,000 and your bill cost is 3,800. Share this with your client if that's the case, in case something starts to overspend without you actually needing it or wanting to overspend, and share this with them that, hey, this is actually not the build cost. Your billing does not reflect what the actual ad spend in Google Ads is. Now, when's the difference between when it will and when it will not overspend? Well, that's going to be dependent upon the bidding strategy and how much it's actually spending. Does anybody have a campaign that has a TROAS or a TCPA on and is not hitting daily budgets? Does anybody have one of those that I can pull up? Everyone's spending full budget. Here's something that I want to share with you all. This is the reaction that Google is going to have. And this is something that we've kind of gotten bit in the butt for a few times. And so I want to cover it on the basics here, which again is more advanced. But anyway, let's have some fun. So last 7 days, for example, here's what you want to do. Look at last 7 days, segment by time and by day. And if there's no changes, Glenn, I'm just going to assume that this is trying to spend $430 a day, and we're only spending 168, 108, 77, 53, 50, 36, 54. Now, I'm going to use some, let me do this here, hold on. I'm going to pull this up on a notepad. Sorry, my computer goes a little bit slow and I pulled a notepad for some reason. There we go. I'm going to give you all a scenario, and this is what you can expect. If this is on October, I was going to do this 10/1. It's been $430 per day is the budget. Now, let's pull this up here and see what has been spent. $882 has been spent. So since $882 has been spent, 10, 1, 2, 10, 14. And what I'm assuming right now is that we just set these budgets on day one. So let's just all assume I set a $430 budget on day one. So what Google is going to do is this. I don't know my calculator open. Sorry. Google is going to do this. 430 times 430 times 30.4, 13,072. So Google is going to spend 13,072 in 16 days, because that's what's left over in the month. So Glenn, if you turned off your TROAS and kept it at $430 a day.
This is not a glitch. I'm interrupting the video you're watching because I need to remind you that I'm always looking for people to join our team. So if you're passionate about Google Ads and you want to work with the best Google Ads agency on the planet, please go to so8.com/apply. Speaking of working with the best Google Ads agency on the planet, if you're having trouble with Google Ads and you want professional help, that's what we do. You can go to so8.com, that's SOL8.com, to apply for your free, no obligation action plan. And if I've given you any level of value at all, maybe think about giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. That's how we juice the YouTube algorithm so they actually know that I know what I'm talking about. If you have questions, comments, concerns, or confessions, hit me below in the comments. And now, back to your regularly scheduled program.
Your actual daily ad spend will spend $817 a day. Does anybody experience this where they take up TROAS and all of a sudden it overspends? This is the reason why. So Google says, I am going to take whatever daily ad spend you give me, and if you don't change it, I have 30.4 days to spend that, regardless of what happens, as long as you don't change the budget. You change the budget on day 7 to 100, perfect. Reset the whole thing. Day 1, $100 a day. I can spend $3,000 for the next 30 days. If I want to spend $5 in 29 of those 30 days, I'll spend $3,000 on the last day of the month. Anybody have any questions about this?
That reset of the budget, is that rolling on the first of every single month? And that's just universal. That's when it resets.
It resets anytime you make a change to the budget.
Right, gotcha.
So that's why sometimes we'll make a change on the 17th. And it's like, oh my God, it overspent. Well, your new month just started from the 17th to next month 17th. So it's a live active. It doesn't have days of the weeks or months. It just 30.4 is your month, no matter what day that lands on.
And John, Google will charge full, right? For that day. Let's say if it overspends by 600, so it spent $1,000. So
Yep.
It will charge. Okay, got it.
So if you said the budget is $500, but you were lagging behind because your bidding strategy was restricting you, and it spent $2,000 in one day, build cost of what it's going to bill the client is $2,000. But remember, it told you that's what it's going to spend, because it took whatever budget you had, multiply it by 30.4 and say, we're going to charge you this. If we can get it to spend on no matter what day for the month, that's what you will be charged. Crazy, right? Budget's not just a daily budget. It goes against an algorithmic distribution of how Google wants to spend that ad spend. Cool.
Hey everyone, it's Regina at Solutions 8. I often get asked what budget is too small when you're just getting started with Google Ads. So I thought I would answer that question today. The answer is a little bit nuanced. There's some logic. I have some examples pulled for you. And so I'm going to get through all of that.